Hey guys. I am in a really weird mood. Hey guys, welcome back to the Messy Girl Hotline where I just chat shit. I actually have recorded this podcast once and I just said to myself it was not fucking good enough. It was not good enough. And recently, everyone in my life, and especially me, I've been like, it's not fucking good enough. It's not good enough. Why? So I want to really deep dive into what I consider a cool girl. Not even like aesthetically, no, shut up. What I consider a cool human being, right? Genuinely, I think there's like three things that make you like a cool individual. I'm doing this in the wrong top. My booty cheeks are out and my titties could be falling out any minute and I will not know. It's okay. Recently, a lot of my friends, and especially me, have kind of been going through this idea of we're not good enough. You know when you're so confident that the most profound thing knocks it, and then you feel like you've crippled and you don't know what to do anymore. Like my friend Gabby, we were talking about it yesterday, and shout out, she's a lorry driver. I had to say that. Did you know that she's a lorry driver? She loves telling people. Yeah, she just kind of had a bit of a knock at work, and she is the best driver that I know. Genuinely, she can just best driver that I know. And it just knocked her confidence because she had a bit of a mishap. And now everyone's looking at her like she's a bit of an idiot. But the thing is, no one's actually looking at her like she's an idiot. And I was saying to her yesterday, you are not behind. You're not behind. You just had your confidence knocked. And in reality, I think that was the universe giving you a kick up the arse because you were getting too comfortable. There is something about getting too comfortable in a situation that you just don't ever try and thrive again, or at least succeed. I know in the last episode we spoke about like goals and how it feels to always feel like everyone else is reaching their goals before you, and it's a race, you know, and everyone's reaching their goals, but all the goals are like at different lengths, and you just keep running and yours is right ahead of you, but you don't even know where it is because you can't even see it yet, but you keep going, and you're gonna keep going, and you're gonna keep going because that's what life is. You just have to keep going. But there is something about just gaining confidence in something and then getting too comfortable. And I think that has really pissed me off recently because I've got too comfortable. I've always said to myself, I want to be this person that educates people, that makes people feel better, that is this big heart and big soul. And I'm going to keep learning through life, trying to be that person, not to take care of them, not to nurture them, just to put a smile on their face. And I'm trying my hardest. I really am. But it gets to a point where I fell into me helping my parents and kind of taking over their jobs because they were getting a bit older, we were getting a bit more responsibility, and I said, hey, I'm 20, I'm 19, I don't know what I'm doing, I might as well help. It's better than me working in hospitality. I would literally, like, die. I would cut myself. It's bad. Bitch, I would be like, I would die if I worked in hospitality. Like, big up to all you workers, because I think I would have a breakdown every single fucking minute. And also, I have a bit too much of a hot temper to deal with people. I already lash out on myself. I don't really want to lash out on anyone else. As I was saying, there's this thing that I just kind of got too comfortable working for them. It's a great job. I do what I have to do when I have to do it. I have a bit more lenient so I can go on holiday whenever I want. But of course, I don't make enough to just go on holiday randomly. And it's one of those things where I was thinking to myself and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I want to be out there doing the things I was doing when I was 18. I want to be traveling. I want to be shaking my ass on a yacht. I want to be at these events doing whatever I'm doing. And I know, like, I've spoken about it being like, I'm never gonna go back to influencer events. They're fucking shit. Are they shit? Or is just specific ones I want to be at? Like, you know, like I want to be like catching a wine. Or like a big batty ball, you know? I don't know what I'm going on about. But basically, I've got too comfortable, and I was saying it to Gabby as well, I was like, we've got too comfortable in something that we know that we're good at, and we're never gonna thrive in anything else unless we've had a kick up the arse. I had my kick up the arse a couple weeks ago, when I just went, I don't want to be in these situations anymore. I don't want to be around certain people anymore. I don't want to be associated with you. Because you make me feel fucking horrible about myself. And I'm not fucking horrible. I'm cool as fuck. I am cool as shit, okay? So then for her, it was this little knock. It was something that she was absolutely amazing at. And I said to her, that is the universe telling you, get off your fucking high horse, yeah? You're confident, you're great at your job, you're doing everything that you need to be doing, but that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Focus on uni. Finish your degree. Do something that you are going to be passionate in, and she is passionate in. And it just kind of only clocked in my head that that's what happened to me, and great things came from it. Bro, that was like 2 months ago, and now look at me. I'm living life. I'm happy. The sun's out. I'm about to be getting like matcha and going to a pop-up and doing all these things, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to do those things. But that's what I want to talk about. What actually makes you a cool person? Number one, I believe, is being intellectually inclined. Being intellectual. We finish school. We do everything that we need to do. And then we kind of get to this point of, I'm not going to keep learning. And then you go into your office job and you're doing everything that you're doing and you just kind of like become a vegetable. You're doom scrolling, you're doing all these things. And I think what makes someone absolutely so radically, I just said the word radically, shut up, cool, is when they keep learning. And they're educating themselves on the most random topics. Like, why Italian Americans are Italian Americans, or why statues in Egypt don't have any noses, or this and that. And I think it's the coolest thing. It could be the smallest thing, from learning how to fix a hole in your jeans to learning how to code. The hobbies that you do, or the things that you surround yourself with. You don't have to be the best at everything. You can just give something a go, and if you don't like it after, or you just don't want to do it anymore, you don't have to. I think we're so stuck in this cycle of, well, if I started something, I have to be the best at it. I have to be the best, and I have to do everything that I need to do, so I need everyone to know that I'm actually great. Like, I need to be a climber, and I have to be like a 4B climber, and I have to have calluses on my fucking hands. Shut up! Shut up. Just shut the fuck up. You can try something and enjoy the progress that you've done and not have to be the best at it. Like, I'm not a sewer, I'm not a dressmaker, I'm not a seamstress, right? But I love making little details on my clothes. I wanted these like Skims type, not bodysuits, tank tops. And I was just saying to myself, they're really nice, and I bought them from Zara and they're double lined, but they just weren't, like, they were like a straight neckline, square neckline, and I was like, it just doesn't do anything for my titties, you know what I mean? Like, I'm flat-chested as fuck, so like, I need to do something to it. And I said, okay, let's coquette this shit up. The reason I say coquette is because I imagine a French old woman that has smoked too many cigarettes in like a massive fur coat with a cigarette going like, this is so coquette. I'm gonna insult all the French. I love the French. Do I sound like an arsehole when I say that? I fucking love the French. Actually, no. Yeah, so basically, I just bought a bunch of lace and then some red flowers and bows and stuff. And I just kind of made it into the tank top that I wanted it to be. I'm not saying, I was like, oh my god, I completed something. I'm gonna be a seamstress now. Maybe I should start a business. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should... Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Someone can just enjoy something without having to be 6 steps ahead, okay? You don't have to be the best. You don't have to invest all your money. You don't have to do this, and you don't have to do that. And you know what? This is where this came from. That now I remember where this came from. It was because the night before, Tuesday fucking morning, right? I wake up, and I had a bit of a line because I was starting a lot later at work, and I was like, cool, the sun's out, everything's okay. I opened my phone. How to be a business model in 25. Now, people are doing investment banking and this intuition. If you want to be an influencer, influencers are going to die out. I've just woken up. I've just fucking woken up. Let me live. Let me fucking live, okay? And it was genuinely like, suck my massive toe. Suck my massive toe! I know I did it to myself because I woke up and I opened up my phone and I just kept scrolling, but I couldn't stop scrolling. And that's what pissed me the fuck off. It was, okay, wake up. Big cut. Like, I felt like a fucking soggy biscuit. Yeah? And I felt like all the fucking finance bros were around me being like, buy my fucking content! Fucking dick slapped all 6 of them. Shut up! No one wants to buy your fucking courses, okay? No one wants to buy your courses. Because we all know for a fact, and I spoke about this at the pub yesterday, everyone knows for a fact you're not doing half of this shit on your fucking courses. This is why you're a billionaire. Because you get fucking imbeciles and incels to buy your shit. And then when it comes to it, do you actually do it yourself? No. You've probably got a BBL, lipo, forehead reduction, fucking implants and veneers from Turkey. You're probably on steroids. Like, you know when, like, TikTok crashed and everyone in America was like, oh my god, TikTok's crashed and I don't know what to do. And then everyone, like, kind of just revealed everything about themselves and, like, all the, like, beauty All the beauty and fitness influencers were like, yeah, I have a BBL. If TikTok's gonna die, I have to say one last thing. I have a BBL. So you've just ruined your entire career. You could have gone onto Instagram. You could have done Snapchat. You could have done the new app that was coming out. But you were a fucking dumbass bitch and you had to out yourself. You know what? Good for you that you outed yourself. Now someone else that's actually genuine can get into that platform and get and take your space. I think it is so dumb. And number one, I woke up in a bit of a anxiety-ridden way and I went to work and I was like, I am full of anxiety. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm going to die out. I don't know if I should be an influencer anymore. Maybe I should start a business. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. And I was like, just calm the fuck down. So I put my headphones in and I listened to Vienna. Because what else am I going to do? And it actually just made me feel great. It made me feel amazing. And I don't know why I don't do this often. I think every morning I'm going to wake up and I'm going to give myself a month and I'm just going to wake up and dance. I'm going to put a song on. I used to do that in high school, actually. I used to wake up so early that to get myself out of bed, I would like put music on immediately without scrolling. I think it was Alicia Marie that said that to me. Not to me, but I was watching her videos and then I was like, oh my gosh, she does that. I'm going to do that. And then it made me feel great. I'm going to try that out again. Anyway, circling back. What I think makes someone absolutely cool is if they're smart. And I don't mean nerdy smart. I mean they just keep wanting to better themselves and read and write and educate themselves on world profound issues and just everything. You don't have to be good at something. You just have to try. And I think that's the coolest thing about someone is if they are trying. How long have you been learning German? 3 years. Are you any good at it? Not really, but I'm going to keep trying. That's the hottest thing. That is the fucking hottest thing. What do you mean you're trying? It's like yearning, but like more bare minimum. Damn. I really, yeah. Shut the fuck up, Gabby. Anyway, point 2 of what I think makes a cool person. You know how I saw a TikTok that said this. I was reading an article. Shut up. No, you won't. I saw a TikTok that said, there is something so fun about the people that have kept the 3 pillars of their life throughout their stages. And I was like, what? And then I truly was thinking about it and I was like, you know how you can always identify someone as something, no matter what type of like phase they're going through their life. Like Emma Chamberlain has always been that fucking hoe, no matter what. And she's always kind of had her brand in a way, or like at least her 3 pillars of, or even like Cindy Crawford. She started off in theatre. Then she belts. Of course. She's always been a theatre kid. No matter what she's gone through, she's always been a fucking theatre kid. And it's the same thing with me, and I think this is really impacted. I grew up watching Hannah Montana, yeah? Fucking love Hannah Montana. That is all I wanted a double life so badly. I was bullied so hard. I was like, you guys are never gonna know. And I tried to kind of make that for myself. And it really pissed me off because I don't know how many times I kind of got into these situations with people that I just shouldn't have been in. And I was like, I'm going to live a double life. I'm going to go to high school and I'm going to be a fucking dweeb and I'm going to watch anime and then I'm going to go out and I'm going to be meeting with like 40-year-old men and I'm going to be smoking weed in a park and I'm going to be doing this and I'm going to be doing that and I'm never going to tell anyone because I was mentally insane. I am mentally insane. There's a piece of paper, but and side note, we'll get into that in a minute, but it was just like, why did I do that to myself? It was because desperately I just wanted to have that double life. And then also the entire aesthetic kind of around it. I guess my hair, my love for country music has always been there. And I mean, through every single phase that I've gone through, my emo phase, my dad rock phase, my Lana phase, love Lana. Every single kind of, it's not a phase, I always kept those like pillars of myself and I always kept those things about myself. And I think those are the key aspects that make someone cool. It's the things that they have kept that haven't changed that make someone cool. That make people go, oh yeah, I think about them. It's like when I think about my friend Nathan, he's always somewhere. I could not see him for months and I will know that he's somewhere hiking. He is an outdoor lover. He is an outdoor everything. I could not tell you what he's doing, if he's dating anyone, if he's seeing anyone, what he ate for lunch, or like the last time that his dad wished him a happy birthday. Could not fucking tell you. Could not tell you. But I would know that he's hiking somewhere. I know that he's out there somewhere. Or like my friend Luna, like she could be bonnet on, hung over, PJs on, fluffy slippers on, going round to the corner shop and she will have her red lips. She will have her red lips, and it's certain things about that, no matter what people have gone through, the changes or the drastic phases that they've gone through. It is so cool that they have kept these pillars about themselves because it just identifies them. And of course, I hate putting kind of people into a box. And also backtracking onto the thing that really pissed me off, and I had about a bit of a mental spiral about this because I was telling my boyfriend about it, and I was kind of talking, and I was having a bit of a mental crisis this week. And I realized, and what it pissed me off a lot, that no matter what type of phase I was in, because I am mentally not okay, mentally I am insane, I don't have a perception of myself. No matter how secure I am in myself, no matter how confident I am, no matter how much I know who I am, in a way, and I do. Now, when I was growing up, I had no perception of myself. And sometimes it comes back and forth, where I'm so loved by my friends, and I love life, and I want to be alive, which was never a thing when I was younger. I never wanted to live, and now I'm scared to die. And because of all the love from my boyfriend and the healing that he's kind of provided or taught me, I forget that I'm mentally ill. And I forget that I have these moments and these crash outs and these burnouts, and I switch and I split on people. I forget that those happen. And it's way worse when I've spent my entire month kind of being happy, everything's okay, and then out of nowhere, like, just split on people on the random, like, most random things. And it's the extreme. It could be, I want to jump in front of a car. Like, I will jump in front of a car. And it's like, I know I'm like, I can regulate my emotions enough to be like, that's fucking dumb, don't do that. Like, I'm not actually gonna hurt myself. But it's like, it really pissed me off that I forget that I'm mentally ill. So sometimes I'll have moments where I look at myself in the mirror, or I think about myself, and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck I am. I'm fat as fuck. I am a fatty pig. What the fuck? And it's not like in a body image type of way. It's more the fact of like, I don't know who I am. Or sometimes I look at myself and I see like skin and bones. Or I look at myself and I see black hair and my hair's really dark and it should be straight and I shouldn't look like myself and I should change everything about myself and I should get a piercing and I should do this and I should do that. Like, shut up. Just shut the fuck up. I just always have these moments where I just want to change everything about myself, and I realize that's because I can't cope with a linear pathway. It's an actual thing where I don't want to run away from my problems. I could have no problems, but I don't ever want to feel comfortable, so I just have to keep like making myself uncomfortable in a situation, which is like ruining my face or ruining my body or like ruining like my life. I'm sorry guys, you guys are just my therapist. Deal with it. You don't have to listen. I'm glad that you do. I love that you guys do. But the point is, I realized, because we're getting back to phases and stuff, I realized because I was mentally ill, still am, but very mentally ill and like undiagnosed mentally ill when I was in high school and younger, these phases, like I already liked, like say like Lana Del Rey, Tumblr, dad rock, all that shit. That was already like my thing, you know what I mean? And then out of nowhere, I would start to see someone. I would start to see someone because I had raging daddy issues and he did not love me and I had to get that validation from men and this and that, the most basic ass fucking shit that happens to women because, you know, do better. I kind of started fancying these people, and because of these people, I just kept kind of turning into them. And I was like, ooh, this guy, he's a skater boy. Like, I remember I was like 14, 15, and I was like sneaking off. Like, I would take like a 2-hour bus to the next town, I guess, because like there was no trains. And I take the bus to the next town, and I was like, I had a crush on this guy that was like way fucking older than me, and I was 15 years old, and I was like sneaking into these bars, and I was like, he has tattoos, and he's skinny, and he's like a skater boy, and he wants to kill himself. Did he know my age? No. Did I do anything with him? No. Did we talk a lot? I wonder what he's doing now. Probably dead. Anyway, so yeah, I just kind of went, oh my god, I fancy him. I'm gonna get 6 other piercings. No, the fuck you're not. Why are we doing that? Like, literally, if I got half of the tattoos that I wanted to get at that age, I would have them covered up by now. Like, now, I don't even want any tattoos. I want white lines. Like, I want white and red tattoos. I don't want any black tattoos. I just don't like them. I really want my tattoos to look like scars. Or I could just do scarification in general. I think that's really fucking cool. But, is what I mean. This is what pissed me off. Why the fuck did I turn into a grouty little fucking petite fucking asshole submissive bitch? Do you not have any form of self-valid? That's what I mean. I turned into this fucking loser that did not know herself, had no perception of self-worth. I did not know who I was. I would be like, oh my god, he likes country music, so I'm gonna like country music. Oh my god, he's an emo, so I'm gonna dye my hair pink. Shut up. You are so cool and you are so beautiful and you are so fucking smart. You don't need to base your entire personality off a guy. Yes, I'm mentally ill, but you do not need to base your entire personality off a guy. The thing is, I'm grateful that out of all these situations, I did kind of gain a love for like anime or reading poetry or certain types of films. Like, that was cool as fuck. That's cool. I'm grateful that I got to like experience these people and their lives and their stories, and they taught me something, which was great. But have some self-control. Have some self-respect. Why the fuck was I so concerned about, oh my god, do they like me? I'm gonna change myself. So, through every phase I had, I always kept the certain pillars of Lana and Tumblr and country music and all these different things. And I think that's what makes you cool. There is no aesthetic that you kind of fit into. It's just what you like. And I don't mean it in the sense of like, I like them from 2015 when they were still on SoundCloud. You can't listen to them. Like, no. You can listen to whatever you want. You can like whatever you want. You can like it if it came out in 1999 and start liking it last year, or you can like someone from like the first album that they've released. It's your preference. I don't think that, you know, makes you any less of like a fan or an enjoyer of something. You don't have to be good at something just because you've started at it, and you also don't need to be the best even if you've got good at it. If someone keeps wanting to try and educate themselves, if someone has fundamental pillars of their likes and dislikes. And I think the third thing that makes someone radiantly and so beautifully deep is if they are in tune with the world. And I don't mean, or they are constantly raving about politics, or they are so in tune with the world that they understand the ground. I mean, securing themselves enough. What I'm trying to say is that they are secure enough in themselves to understand themselves and understand what they've gone wrong. This is something I genuinely want to kind of implement into my life, that if I did, or I guess I am technically an influencer in a way. I don't know yet. I really think to myself that I am just like this girl with like 500 followers and no one really watches my shit. And then I will have people come up to me and be like, oh my god, I love your videos. And I'm like, wait, stop it. Wait, you're real? Like, I'm not delusional and I'm not crazy, and maybe I am. I wasn't real. But like, you're real and I can touch you. Maybe I shouldn't touch you. You're probably a minor. But like, it's like, I can't fathom the fact that someone would want to listen to me talk or listen to me yap or just kind of want to be around me in a not like self-deprecating type of way, but more in the sense of like, I kind of grew up not really having anyone want to be around me. And I thought to myself, I said this to my friend yesterday and we were talking about it, and I was kind of going into this big thing of like, my mum usually tells me I'm a narcissist and I'm a compulsive liar and everyone hates me and no one loves me and she doesn't understand how people are friends with me. Anyway, very normal things that my mother says to me. But sometimes it gets to me. And I was saying to like my friend, I was like, am I actually a horrible person? Do I drive people away? And she was like, no. And especially, I was like, who the fuck am I supposed to ask? Because the only person that kind of saw me grow up was her. And I was talking to her and she just went, no, you and me were friends with some really horrible people. And not horrible in the sense of like they're evil, more in the sense of they didn't understand themselves. They didn't want to heal themselves and they had their own issues. So they kind of projected those things onto us. And we were kind people. And I said, you're right. Like, I always looked at her and said, you are the kindest soul I know. You are so beautiful internally and externally that whenever I'm around you, I could be crying and I will end up laughing. She said, I feel like the same thing about you. She goes, Gabby, the issue with you is you have such a big heart. You just constantly want to help people, but in a way that you don't care enough. Like, you don't care enough about anything, so you will just help people, and that will be your downfall. And I didn't really understand it until I said it to my boyfriend. He went, yeah, you could hate someone and they could be like lying on the street, dying, and you don't give a fuck about that person enough to be like, hey, I really don't care. Just, I don't care that you're like trying to make it better. I really don't care. Just roll over, get into this maneuver, and let's lift you up, and cool, I'm just gonna go on with my day. Like, it's not that deep. And that's what I mean about a lot of things. I could be so sensitive Like I'm a very sensitive person. I cry at everything, and I used to never cry. I used to literally be a brick wall. And I spoke about this a couple videos ago, like I guess a couple years ago. I made a video whilst I was in Italy, and I said, I am a brick wall, and I hope Italy changes me and makes me realize how beautiful life is. And it did, and it will always go back to that, and it will always go back to that trip, because it did, it opened up my eyes. I don't have to be a brick. I don't have to be an aggravated, aggressive person. You're not this big person that takes up too much space. You're not this person that no one wants to be around. You are a beautiful soul, and you should know it. And now, because of that, I cry at everything. Why? I see the beauty in everything. And I think that is what makes you so cool. Am I just kind of talking about myself? Am I being a narcissist? No. I feel like this is what makes you so cool. When you are in tune with your emotions, that you just cry and feel the earth and listen to music in a way that makes you feel fulfilled. I'm gonna cry! What do you mean? Guys, I'm gonna kill myself. When you are so in tune with yourself, it's not cringe, it's not weird, you're not too sensitive, you're not like Sigma or whatever the fuck you guys want to call it nowadays. You are just you. You've been put on this earth to fulfill your life in so many different ways, in ways that you don't even know yet. And we're spending all our time complaining about certain things. Like, why? What's the point? It's like when boys are like, why would I buy you flowers? They're just gonna die. But then, like, a real man will be like, you want flowers? I'm gonna buy you flowers. Here, have a horse as well. I love men. I just don't want to be the soggy biscuit. I don't really want to keep waking up and having, like, a bunch of, like, cock slapped in my face, you know? So, as we learn, don't go on your phone first thing in the morning. Don't doom scroll on Instagram. It's not the way to do it. I keep looking over at the flowers that my boyfriend gave me, and they are so beautiful. You know what? I was thinking about this, and I said, if I had to be, like, an inanimate object, I feel like I would be a dried flower, or just a flower in general. Maybe a rose. I always have roses. I think, yeah, to be honest, every single flower that I have dried in my room is a rose. And I think that is so cool because, like, I heard a quote, right? I think everyone's a flower. Because I heard a quote that said, if someone falls in love with the head of your flower or your petals and not your roots, they will not know what to do when winter comes, and they will not love you. And it physically shook me. Like, I started crying my eyes out on TikTok. People that fall in love with your petals will never know what to do with the roots. Your friends may love your head and the stem, but even they don't know you as deep as the roots do. So when it comes to winter and you are alone, you are the one that has to pull yourself up. You are the one that has to make yourself blossom again. And it's a really weird metaphor, but it was really nice to think about it in that way. I think through life, my brain just did a massive mad one. Oh my god, yesterday I was at the pub, but I stopped drinking, and I was like, I don't really want to drink, so I'm just gonna down a bunch of apple juice, and I had way too much apple juice. And then by the end of it, I was like on a massive like sugar high, so I was like running around McDonald's, and like I was telling my friend Nathan, because we were ordering like Grimace shakes, really weird, I'm not like into milkshakes, and it was like ordering Grimace shakes, and I was telling him the lore about Grimace and how it used to be like Uncle Grimace, and he used to like spunk into like the fucking McDonald's McFlurries and shit, and then in like a massive suit, and he was like a pedophile, and they had to like take him away in like 1989, and then these two girls behind me were like, what? And I was telling them, and they were like, okay. And then I just kept running around like McDonald's. And then but like a bunch of bikers like came out to the things, and I just like, you know, I just like making people feel uncomfortable. It brings me joy. It's like when I go out clubbing, I don't chat to guys. But if you ever see me talking to a guy, it's not me chatting to them. It literally is just me making them feel really uncomfortable. Like the last time I went out, I found a bunch of finance bros, and they were like, you're a Lithuanian? How do you feel about Putin? And I was like, princess. He's my little princess. What you doing, princess? They just walked away. Their faces were comedic gold, and they just walked away. And that's what brings me joy in life. Like, people can find me cringe. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I do that Will finds cringe. And it's like, I'm not gonna stop. I don't care. Piss off. It's like when I say, like, thanks king to everyone. I say that because my friend used to say that to, like, everybody, like, to mock them. And it's really funny because they'll just be like, thanks king, thanks queen. And like a lot of people like it. Will's like, can you stop, that's really cringy. But it's like I can see their face, and I can tell that they like the compliment. So like, fuck off. I don't know what this podcast episode is anymore. I just kind of wanted to get on here because I was pissed off for a bit. My nervous system was like in a wreck. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but maybe it's good to just talk it out. And I've been loving your little comments, and I've been loving your DMs, so thank you so much. And I want you guys to DM me like ideas or certain issues that you guys are having so I can talk about that. Maybe next week I will like deep dive into the lore of like my fat forehead and everything that's going on in my brain and what it's like to be in a relationship, because let's be real, that was never on like my bingo card ever. Okay, I thought I was gonna be single until like 30 and then like be like a cat lady. I would have been so happy with that. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go meet up with friends and get a little latte. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.